Yeah. I was trying to get to a loud song.
I like the choker. Okay, that's pretty chic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's because chokers are king.
Timing on that! Oh my god! No, the timing!
Oh my gosh! I think that was a good test. That was a good.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Jackie.
And I'm Ajani. And today we're going to be doing To the Edge of the Sky playthrough, starting with what's known as Phase 1. Yeah, so I decided to do this video partially because I'm a gamer and I've been like gaming since I was like 4 years old, and partially because I wanted to thank the fans for all their support for To the Edge of the Sky over the years. There's been it's been through a lot of rough patches and the game's gone through a lot of changes, but I thought it would be fun now that book 1 is done to just kind of like go over and give some like developer commentary. So I'll be playing the game, like I'll be clicking through, but Jackie is going to be reading the lines, and I'll be like stopping every now and then to give like some little like tidbits of information. And the reason I have Jackie here and will have Jackie here for the other gameplay videos is because I didn't think I could summon up enough enthusiasm for my own games. Wasn't never done it before, so it's just easier to do it. It's easier to do it with a friend. But she's like my biggest fan, basically. Like I met her because of that. So I thought she'd be able to like help me summon some enthusiasm and make you more excited. Let's begin.
The prodigal son returns to gaming.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've played a game, but this isn't a game. I mean, it is a game, but this isn't the game I meant. It's been a long time. It's not been a long time since I played a visual novel. I play visual novels sometimes. It's just been a long time since I played like a not visual novel game. So yeah.
Maybe one day.
And I want to do some JRPGs in the future. So.
Yes.
Okay,
All right,
so begin.
I've never traveled so far on my own before. Away from my family, my society. Did I really make the right decision in leaving everything behind? I sigh and focus on the map literally before my eyes, showing through my glasses' virtual screen. Turn right here onto the path of Olympia. Okay then. The moment I do as I'm told, I'm greeted with a radiant view of the sky.
So
This background.
yeah, so talking about this background, by the way, we forgot to say this is actually our second time doing this video because unfortunate circumstances happened with the first video. We've been working really hard on this YouTube thing in between everything else I'm doing. So sorry if any of this seems a little weird or redundant. It's because we're doing it twice over. But I still wanted to give the same information I did the first time. So this background, I actually did it with a freelancer that I hadn't worked with before, because our normal background artists at the time, well, when I was with ADS, that artist I usually worked with, we weren't sure if she could do natural background. So I did it with a different artist, and we just basically, I told him I just wanted sakura trees because I wanted something to represent like the pheromones of like how hard it was to make. Like it's not easy to see them in bloom for most people in the world. Like 90%, 99% of the world doesn't have sakura trees in bloom most of the time. But then you have 7 just like seeing this for the first time and just being completely blown away by nature. Not only just so much nature, but like a really rare tree to see, basically. Really rare flower. And I didn't really give him much instruction other than that I wanted that scene, and he just did this really beautiful, highly detailed background that is one of my favorite backgrounds in the game.
It's so pretty. Like, and the first time we filmed this, I was just staring at the details, and now I'm staring at the details again. Because on mobile, you can't see all the details, but on screens.
To the Edge of the Sky is a game I recommend, if you can, to play it on the PC, because the artist really took a lot of care to details, and so did I.
A row of flowered trees lines the so-called path of Olympia. A small gasp escapes my lips as I take everything in. I come to a halt, all thought of why I'm here or what I'm supposed to be doing slipping away. The view of the strange pink trees before me steals my breath away. They're so... what are they? A single thought, a memory of a picture in a book comes to mind. The faded pink of the cherry blossom trees in the old picture is nothing like real life. They're even more beautiful than I could have imagined. After admiring the flowers a moment more, I begin once more down the path of Olympia, this time in wonder.
My tumultuous heart.
My tumultuous heart already feels calmer at the sight. Olympia City. Whatever I had expected of the country's capital, it was not this raw view of nature in all its glory. The city was touted as a haven, the pinnacle of what humanity could achieve when it worked together.
And just to remind everybody, I'm sure hardcore fans already know this, but Olympia was a joint project between South Korea, U.S., and Canada, and it was meant to be like literally a haven from the destruction that climate change brought the world.
Since so much of Earth is unlivable, Olympia's cutting-edge technology, beautiful architecture, and greenery as far as the eye can see had always sounded like heaven to me. The mere fact that this untouched piece of nature exists on the outskirts of the city, it goes a long way towards proving what I had heard and hoped, that coming to Olympia would give me a chance at a new, exciting, and much more beautiful life. But it won't be easy. I don't even know what team I'll be assigned to yet. I hope I did well in Phantasm's tests. Phantasm, also called Phase for short, is the organization who is said to truly rule Olympia City, though I can only guess at how true that is.
And I admitted in the first video that I don't know what Phantasm means. It's not that it didn't have a meeting, because it did. And there was a document, and there was like a wiki we used to have back when we were all like a team. And I was the one who came up with the meaning for it. But then I don't know where that is anymore. Like, the wiki got destroyed, and I don't know where any documents. And I've tried searching, but so I don't remember exactly what it means anymore, and it has to be assigned a new meaning. And that is my deep, dark confession.
They're the ones who recruited me, told me to come here and begin a new life as Seven. Seven. The code name reminds me of those men I met only a few weeks ago. 9, 4, and 0. It's because of them that I was even able to come here. They didn't say it outright, but it had to be because of my meeting with them. As I walk down the flower-strewn path, my mind drifts back to how my chance at a new life came about in the first place.
Flashback.
Ooh. My clan stopped outside a city again. It's not close enough to see it properly, not from our position, but I feel a strange buzz of excitement nonetheless. For as long as I've been alive, it has always been that my people have lived as nomads. We wander from place to place, moving along whenever the weather gets particularly bad. We drifters were established back when some places became too hot to live in due to the effects of climate change.
And so the first video, I also mentioned drifters. I was saying that they were really what I thought that would be the product of millennials, like generations of millennials on forward. So you have like we have millennials and then Gen Z and then Gen Alpha and then like going onwards. I feel like these generations have been about tolerance and diversity, and obviously things are really volatile right now. So there's some extremists, even within Gen Z and stuff, there's people who are like, fight. But I think we have to get through that struggle period in order to get to that point. So I envision the drifters as people who would accept anybody from anywhere, and who were turning their back on the establishment, turning their back on capitalism, and because they feel like that ruined their world. So I would say that Seven is like the epitome of that. She's like very young. She's kind of the example of the new generation outside of the city, for people who choose, because they choose to live outside of the city, but they don't have very much.
We're young people, and we're still learning and developing our own culture, which changes with each new person who joins us. As long as we've been a people, we have accepted anyone from any country and any nationality. Living our lives wandering the wastelands has taught us to try and be kind and open to anyone, but I hear some yelling and jeering behind me. With my curiosity piqued, I turn around without thought. A small group of men stands just at the line of the city limits. They're dressed in clean-cut clothes with their hair perfectly styled and everything about them screaming city dweller. However, threaded through the crowd are some scary-looking, thuggish people too. Probably having nothing better to do and just looking for a fight. They're yelling something I can't quite hear, and when I move a little closer, I immediately regret doing so. Dirty drifters aren't welcome. I feel a lump form in my throat. Yeah, get away before you make our city walls dirty. Ha, good one. They could probably make the walls dirty just by looking at them. Filthy things probably haven't bathed in their whole lives. I doubt they even know what the word means.
Real talk, though, I don't really know how drifters bathe. I guess they would bathe in the cities and through like other methods, like bringing water with them and stuff, and because you really can't bathe in dried out lakes and stuff.
Yeah, no, because it's dry.
So like they would have to have like methods. Thankfully, technology is still advanced, so they would probably have some methods. Anyway, let's continue.
I bet they just roll around on the ground and call that bathing. They all laugh and keep yelling in the direction of our camp. I feel sick. The adults back in the camp can handle it better, but the kids, they have to sit there and listen to this nonsense. They'll get used to it, but I wish they didn't have to. At least not yet. The world is harsh enough without some idiots yelling at us. What should I do?
So last time that I recorded this, I made the awful mistake of fighting them. Now, because I was like, well,
oh man,
because I'm so like I'm
a strong, independent woman who don't.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like I tended to be like in games and stuff. I tend to be more like, yeah, I'm a fight, but it was more like I just wanted to yell at them. And then, you know, like if they didn't back down, then I would fight them. But apparently the way that I wrote this in the game was that you just flat out just dead punch this person in the face without any kind of like anything, any engagement. And so I was deeply regretful for that, because I felt like that was a cheap shot, and you know, like you play 7 however you want, but I just wasn't happy with the way that that came out. So this time I'm gonna yell that.
There we go. There we go. That's the more accurate option. I steel myself, taking a deep breath and step forward, closer to the yelling buffoons. Go home, you idiots. Are you that unimportant in the city that you feel the need to come out here and yell at nomads just to make yourself feel like you matter? Well, guess what? Out here, you matter even less.
Burn.
The people stop yelling. They look at each other and at me, all shifting uncomfortably.
She hit them where it hurts.
She really hit them where it hurt. Yo, she really got.
She like psychoanalyzed them.
She really did. They were like, oh. So turn around and go back to your precious city where you can pretend like you aren't a complete waste of space.
Oof.
Hey.
Oof.
Big oof. With a huff, I turn on my heel and march off before they start yelling again. Before I can do much more, though, a hooded man roughly grabs me by the shirt, pulling me to him. I glare up at the man, but when he looks behind me, I suddenly realize that the jeers and yelling have stopped.
So, random thought I just had. I was thinking about, they were like her shirt, and I was like, what was she wearing? She wasn't wearing her mission clothes, because she buys those in Olympia. So I remembered that I had a concept for a drifter outfit, and that a couple of fans had brought up concepts for the drifter outfit too. And like, it would be definitely something, you know, like natural looking, like in terms of colors and stuff, but just because it like in light colors for the heat. But I always wanted to, like, my personal wish was to go back and add it in 7 in her drifter outfit. Don't know when that will happen or if ever, but it'd be really cool to design.
That would be pretty cool. Huh? What's going on? I twist myself in the man's grasp to look around and see that everyone is looking at something behind them. I see a young man standing there, quietly staring at everyone. He doesn't say anything, but his intense presence seems somehow larger than the entire crowds combined.
So you didn't have like the thirst attack that you had in the first one.
I was not looking up.
I was gonna congratulate you, but never mind.
I was not looking up.
So in the first one, she was like,
stop.
Oof,
I had to just add
when
like,
0 came on.
See, the third attack's coming up now. Let me just go right back down.
Just like
doesn't exist.
brain
Nope.
zero.
All right. A moment later, a man in all black comes to stand next to him with the regal and commanding presence of his own.
And I was saying, again, the first one we had done that 9 used to be in all black when he was based off of like Namjoon or whatever, because of the fact that Namjoon liked to wear all black. But then he got, so like this would need to be updated, be like a man in black, black. Well, not even. It's like gold and purple. Like there's just a lot going on. It's like a gray anyway.
It's nice.
It is really nice. It'd probably be like a regal suit.
I just realized he has 3 buttons undone on
So
his shirt.
anyway, what we're going to do?
What the heck?
I can't remember who decided that.
Right,
if it was
so-
me or Dominique. Dominique is an artist that worked with us as an intern. Her name is Dow Art, and she makes awesome art. So she helped me design, finalize some of the redesigns. And I don't know which one of us unbuttoned that.
So anyways, there's something about them that immediately makes them seem more. Whatever they are, there's such intensity in the first man's eyes that I have to remind myself to breathe. Girl same. And the second man, I find I almost forget myself and the composure he exudes. Girl, I feel that. The man in white takes one glance at me and then begins running towards us.
He concerned.
He looked concerned. Before I can understand what's happening, he has me pulled away from the other man and behind him. He stands defensively in front of me.
So, like I said, I am an independent
Strong,
woman
independent woman who don't need no man.
So I'm going to handle it myself.
Thanks, guy, but I can handle it myself. Huh? No, you should let me handle it. Because I'm better at handling the situations myself anyway. And it's Zero, not Guy. Hey, well, I had no way of knowing your name.
I'm just like, y'all settle down, everybody. Chill out. It's okay. It's not that serious.
I'm Everin. One guy tries to get the jump on Zero from behind, but Zero easily moves out of the way as he spins and trips him, making him fall flat on his face. Zero steps on his back, forcing him to stay on the ground. Take my advice and stay down. It'll hurt much less later. Strangely enough, the guy seems to take the advice to heart and relaxes his body, playing dead.
And what's funny is that since we did the other playthrough, I remember this guy never gets back up.
Yeah, he never gets back
He never
up.
gets back up. He just accepts it.
He stayed down. I hear someone running at me from behind. I follow the sound of their footsteps, only moving out of the way at the very last second. The man who tried to knock me down trips over his buddy on the ground and hits the earth face first with a loud crunch. Oh, ouch. Guess he broke his nose.
Yuck.
He screams and rolls over to his back.
Poor guy.
He holds his face so all I can see is the blood gushing between his fingers.
I'm just like, oh, this violence every time. It's like,
You wrote it!
I know.
She did this the first time too!
It still bothers me.
A man suddenly grabs at my shirt out of nowhere and pulls at me, making me stumble forward. I push myself back, away from the man, and my shirt slips out of his sweaty hands.
Sweaty hands.
Ugh. Seriously, what's with everyone grabbing my shirt? I have arms. The man regains himself seconds later and moves to attack me. I focus on him, narrowing my eyes, activating my odds. The world around me appears to slow down and nearly freeze.
And so there were supposed to look at. I didn't have an augmentation UI at this point, and I never went back and edited this because we just never had time. But basically, this you would have seen the augmentations active UI right here.
My heart races in my chest as I examine the man about to attack me. Left arm tense, he's ready to punch me from the left. I'm small, especially compared to him, so he's going to try to punch me from below to lessen the chance of missing me.
The funny thing is, she's like, I'm small, and this is before we had really defined her character. She's like 5'7", so she's not, and she's like brawling. She's
not
muscular.
small,
So she's not
but
really
I
small,
guess
but she would be compared to
this guy.
him. Yes.
His eyes are focused on my face, so he's intending to uppercut me. The way he's squinting suggests he can't see well. Can't afford to get his eyes fixed?
Because in the future, we get our eyes fixed instead of having to wear glasses. And that's my imaginary future.
My eyes dart all over the attacker, looking for more clues, more weaknesses. He's standing with more weight on his left leg. Right leg injured? Time flows again, and as the man tries to punch me, I dance out of the way, twirling to stand behind him. I kick him in his right leg, right behind the knee. I felt it.
I know, it
The
hurts.
man yells out.
He falls forward.
He lies on the ground, clutching his leg in obvious agony, unable to return to attacking me again. I look up to see Zero wordlessly staring at me, the rest of the assailants on the ground around him.
He's not good.
He
The guy
is-
on the floor is not
he's
good.
not good.
He's not good, my man.
The serene man from before walks up to us. The rest of the crowd that had been watching us quickly disperses, some people outright running away.
It's funny how they run
They're like,
when 9
nah.
comes up.
Like, nah. I mean, because, like, you see...
his presence.
Yeah, it's like this
You
dude
see everybody on the floor.
beating everybody down, and then this chick beat people down, and then this guy walking up, you don't know what he's going to do.
Yeah, exactly.
He looks at Zero. Zero, I think you could have avoided fighting if you let me talk to him. He then turns to me, smiling.
Zero feels bad, JPEG.
Are
It feels bad, man.
you okay?
Yes, thanks to Zero. No, yes, thank you for asking.
Yes, thank you for asking. I laugh. A girl can get used to fighting alongside someone. Not many people would come to the defense of any nomad, though, so your help is much appreciated.
So, Seven, obviously, from that line, has to fight alone a lot. Like, literally, most of her life is her fighting alone after her brother left.
It's heartbreaking to think. Your people are probably the kindest, most well-adapted culture out of any in the past 50 years. You open yourself to anyone, guide and help others, pride yourselves on equality. It's a shame there's so many misunderstandings between your people and those who choose to stay behind in the cities. The purple-haired man pauses his impromptu speech, a small smile on his face.
He's like, dang, I did it again.
You're back already? I look to the side, my heart almost jumping to my throat when I see the man he's talking to. Ah, what the heck? He scared me. I didn't even hear him. The man barely glances at me before turning to the purple-haired man. 9. I checked the area, but there wasn't anything to suggest it was ever stashed here. 9? Another number name? 9 puts on a pair of glasses, obscuring his thoughtful... I'll be right back. With a quick glance at me...
Sorry.
Okay.
9 leaves the group.
9 leaves the group. I look at the 2 men I've been left with.
Why?
Zero won't look at me.
Oh.
He seems stiff as he
Right.
awkwardly shifts from one foot to another. And the other guy seems to be spacing out, looking somewhere over the horizon.
I like how they're just like looking like
Off to the side, like...
yeah, off to the side. Just because like Zero's feeling awkward right now.
Both
But
their mouths are open.
exactly, that's what I was saying. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And then 4, he's just like
Yo, Zero look offended. 4 looks low-key offended. Like, this
he's
is...
awkward. Like that expression is called awkward.
So
For Zero, yeah.
Zero's so beautiful.
He yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I did my best.
Don't worry, everyone's thinking the same thing, I'm
I
sure.
am very weak.
We
So
worked hard to
have-
make him look beautiful.
So we have 0 and 9. I look at the man in black. It's probably a good guess that the numbers are code names of some sort. So this guy probably has a number name too. So who do you guys work for? Because I like asking very direct questions that are probably not the best question to ask.
7 is like this.
Yeah. Could it be Phase? Zero's piercing gaze moves to me at the same time that the newcomer's eyes become laser
And
focused
now
on me.
4
This-
is
Four's-
angry.
Four's eyes.
And he's like a growling dog.
Because they're light, like they're so sharp, and
I
then
know.
like Zero's are just they blend in, so it's not as hard.
Right.
But like his eyes are so light.
It's like stabby.
Yeah, it's like stabby stab stab. Suddenly feeling very nervous, I try to think of what to say next. Who should I talk to?
So
It's your playthrough.
I'm just gonna randomly highlight each one.
It's 0, I
Okay.
think.
Where are all the other numbers? I don't remember this. I don't remember what I typed to this. So
Where are the other numbers? 0 tilts his head as he looks at me. When our eyes meet, however, his immediately turn away.
he is shy.
He's so cute. Why do you think there's more? I don't, but with you being 0 and the other guy being 9, it's only logical to assume that there are people named 1 through 9.
Real talk to the fandom. there is not a 1 or 2 currently in the game. Because like people have been like theorizing that there are they're not. It starts at 3. That's it.
One.
We were not talking about 1 or 2.
War flashbacks. There's not that many. Zero nods towards the other man. Zero, no.
Zero. 4 is gonna beat him down for revealing their secrets.
He's 4, and then there's 3, 5, 6, and 8.
He just.
And the others are somewhere else right now, though.
He's so cute and nice, though.
Zero, no.
He's helpful. He's helpful boy.
Oh, I see. So it's not exactly 0 through 9, but close. So I kind of guessed it right. 9 comes back before I can ask anymore. I love how 4 just did not beat him down immediately, but like he's probably going to beat him down in like a training room somewhere when nobody's watching.
I'm pretty sure that 4's thought process at that moment was,
do I need to kill him?
It was like I can't, like he can't act without orders, and that's all that stuff.
Is she a threat?
Like basically it's like, so all of that happened, but I'm not even going to talk about it because even just talking about it, they're going to see my reaction. So like I'm just going to sit here looking angry.
9 comes back before I can ask anymore. You're familiar with the Wastelands, right? Would you be willing to help us find something? Oh, yes, of course.
Oh my gosh, I forgot in the last video I was like, oh, anything for you.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. But
straight up
it wasn't me, but I think that's the way that most girls would feel, having an attractive guy that was really nice. Ask them if
it's funny because you said that and then the next line was literally like you didn't even need time to think.
But for her it was a different reason.
That's so funny. It's my people's way to do so. We try and help anyone out in the wastelands, especially since there's so few who know them better than us. And we can't just let people wander around and get lost. The heat could get to them, and, well, it could be bad.
She's, like, having war flashbacks of finding, like...
dead bodies.
Yeah.
Rest in pieces. Anyway, I'm happy to help you guys find any place you guys need. Thank you. We're really grateful for your help. We're looking for an old abandoned church. An abandoned church? I rack my brain, trying to recall the layout of this particular area.
Because, like, they be moving all the time. So.
It's like elephants. They got excellent memory of, like, everywhere they go and stuff. Yeah.
That's not me.
There was that decrepit building, but I think that used to be a library, so that can't be it. I look out at the horizon and it clicks. Oh, it's that place by the dried out lake. I think I know what you're looking for, so just follow me. I brought the guys to an abandoned church as requested. Although the trip didn't take as long as it normally takes on my own, since the guys happened to have a rover ready to go. It was the fanciest rover I've been in, so I enjoyed the ride while it lasted.
And so, like, 7 was...
Woo-hoo!
Yes. She was just, like, in the back, like...
Wait, no,
she doesn't get to be... Well, she was in the front because she had to navigate, but she would have been in the back so she could stand up top.
4 was just in the back, like...
4 was just in the back, yeah.
Trying to sleep.
But 0 would have found it really, really...
cute.
Yeah, he would have liked that. And 9 would have been amused too, though.
Sure. Who drove?
I guess. I would think 4 would drive.
Oh man, so he would have been real annoyed.
Yeah, basically she would have been next to him.
Oh man, he would have
That's
been
funny, because like if they get together later, can you imagine that first impression thing?
Man.
Like my first impression of this girl.
So annoying.
She's asking so many different questions.
Oh my gosh.
That she shouldn't have asked, and I thought about killing her, and then she like the whole way just was like, woo! It's just like, that's cute though.
That is cute. This is why people like that
dynamic, the stoic guy and the like whimsical girl, yeah.
Next line. I got to sit in the front while I acted as a navigator. As soon as we step foot in the place, 0 begins to wander around, looking at everything in wonder.
He's so soft.
He's like, ooh.
Cute.
But just as quickly, 4 moves to him and grabs his shoulder, stopping him.
That's so aggressive.
I know! It's just like...
I will scream. I will scream. It's just like, ah!
I know, right? 0 looks back at him without a word.
That's why 0 looks harassed.
Like,
he's just like, wait, why are you coming up on me?
Because. 4 silently stares back for a few moments before speaking. Don't wander around mission sites. especially before 9 has given you any instructions. At the mention of 9, the 3 of us turn to look at him. But he's no longer standing where he just was. He just vanished into the darkness. Turned into his true form. 0 shakes off 4's hand and walks a little further away, just...
Literally, yeah.
4 merely
He's
watches
just like,
him.
so anyways.
Where is 9? I look around. Here, even? I watch in confusion as an annoyed 4 walks around the church, rocks and who knows what else crunching beneath his feet. With 4 distracted, 0 seems happy enough to take this opportunity to explore. He glances back at me as he stops to touch and examine one of the statues. Do you know who the statue's supposed to be? Sorry, I'm not sure. I don't know too much about this place, really. We can narrow it down, based on location, to the god or gods that were worshipped here. I could run a search. I turn and jump as I notice 9 standing right next to me. His glasses off now as he examines a different statue.
Just like a peep steps out of like the shadows,
Just
like shadows just solidify into 9.
We can just, I can just run a search, if we can find out. How did I not notice a move right next to me? I take a deep breath. Do all of them do this? I think I might seriously have a heart attack before I get home. 4 appears just as suddenly on the other side of 9.
My gosh.
Have you all forgotten we're here on a mission? And this girl can leave now. She's done her part. Even if we're working, I think it's always good to take time out to learn about the world around us if we can. We might not get another chance like this. Work time is work time, and this is Zero's first mission outside of Olympia. We should be teaching him good work ethic. 4 and 0 both turn in different directions, looking as if they've seen or heard something. 4 moves away from us, while 0 runs up and gets in front of me and 9 defensively. Not without experience myself, I narrow my eyes and look around for whatever it is that set them all off. Are you expecting someone? We weren't, no. I peek out from behind 0 to see several hooded men standing there. 4 is no longer anywhere to be seen.
Disappeared into the shadows again.
0 stands in a defensive stance, watching the hooded men like a hawk. 9 begins to speak. This is your hideout, right? Sorry to intrude. You know dang well this is our place. The hooded man looks at all 3 of us and narrows his eyes. A dirty drifter and some freaks from Olympia? There's no way you're not looking for our spoils.
The thing that's been so unfortunate is that this is literally their house.
This is so sad.
And they just walked in there and they're like used to having to fight, people off in order to protect their space because there's just not much, that's the kind of like, it's like a street life, but like in the wastelands. So they just got really unfortunate that it happened to be highly trained operatives and one newbie that would be.
This is so sad.
It's just sad. It's
They
tragic.
didn't-
It's like press F in the chat for all the people.
Press F in the comments for these guys.
Oh my gosh.
Suddenly, 9 puts 2 fingers to his ear for a moment, then some sort of acknowledgement lights up in his eyes. Lets his hand fall back down as it slides on his sunglasses. We're just looking for one thing in particular, really.
It's okay if you just imagine the CSI guy
Yeah, just... Something catches my eye just behind the group of hooded men. This is why you gotta press F in the chat, guys. Before I can comprehend what's happening, 4 appears as if out of nowhere. Grabbing the leader by the head with both hands, he quickly twists it, dispatching the man with ease. Before the body can even reach the floor, 4 turns to another one of the hooded men. Shing! He pulls something out of his pocket. I only catch a flash of steel in 4 moves, in the blink of an eye. He cuts the man down so fast that all I catch is the aftermath. Another body falling to the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
Oh my gosh. That's 10 song, not 4's.
Yeah, 4's is like Animal I'd Become or something. The 3rd man looks terrified out of his mind. Not waiting for 4 to get to him, he turns and runs out of the church.
I'm so glad that man got away.
I know, like he didn't deserve that.
Oh my gosh. He
Or
really
lets out a
didn't.
small tisk sound as he watches the man flee, but doesn't follow. He turns around to survey the area, and I find myself watching him in quiet awe. I have to admit, these guys are turning out to be really cool.
How crazy do you have to be to look at people murder people and be like, they're really cool.
Okay,
They're
but
really
they're doing cool things.
They are doing really cool things. And that's the thing that really shows who 7 is, that she's experienced. because a lot of people, like, going off on a tangent for a second, a lot of people were like, why does Seven have to be 27? Why does she have to be older woman? Why does she have to be experienced? All that stuff like that. And it's like, because I can't, for me as a writer, I can't realistically write a like 18-year-old girl who has no combat experience suddenly becoming a secret agent and not being freaked out by people dying in front of her. With Seven, she's had to do what she's had to do to survive, and she can acknowledge these guys as fighters that are even better than she is, and she's of course like a really great fighter. She wouldn't have been recruited. So it's like it was really important for her to be older than them, and also they would not have had the same respect level. But she knows more about the world than they do. It puts her on a more even footing with these guys who are experienced at being agents.
But our troubles are hardly over as another one of the hooded men appears from behind the statue. No, run away.
I know, it's like, why would you do that after you saw them die and another guy lived when he ran? It's like, I would have been like, so I'm going to make a run for it too?
He makes a beeline towards 9 and me. Zero, go. Zero quickly nods and rushes to meet the man head on. But he trips over some loose floor tiles and stumbles. Press F in the chat for Zero.
I know, that's what I was just thinking.
But that gives the man just enough time to rush past him and straight at me. 9 pushes me behind him and pulls out a stun baton from his coat.
He's thinking. He's like, man, it's been a while since I had to use this.
And with hardly any effort on his part, he strikes the guy with his baton the moment he gets in reach.
Can you just imagine? He's just he just waits for the guy.
Whap.
Done. It wasn't a big deal for him.
The guy crumples to the ground, thus ending the fight. At least he's alive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't worry. Because he attacked a guy with a non-lethal weapon.
Yeah. Zero, who had already been on his way to capture the guy, looks stunned. Sorry, Zero. He pokes the groaning man on the floor with his foot and looks away. The shame. 4 appears next to Zero, making me jump once again at his sudden entrance. You tripped, Zero. Tripped.
The judging is so...
I know, it's so hard. It's very hard.
So hard.
That mistake could have been the end. 9 shakes his head. It's his first time. Go easy on him. He's had 13 years of training. He should do a better job of protecting his leader than this. 4 looks at 9 instead. The weather generator is secured. Ah, good. And I heard the others just successfully wrapped up their mission too. Zero perks up at this and looks at 9. Is everyone okay? 9 nods. That type of mission is 6's specialty, so there wasn't a need to worry.
So it was a subterfuge type, secret under... Yeah, but he also had 5 with him.
He'd never let anyone get hurt, not even 5. Zero looks away again, and I feel annoyed with 4.
And that was like a dig at 5. I'm just saying, because it's
to be fair,
5 has a lot of things that happen in the game that prove otherwise.
Has done a lot of things, even before the game started.
Yeah.
That have been very not great. Even if 5 does have a habit of wandering off. I have opinions.
What do you guys think? Should we say something to 4? Do you want to say nothing? Are you mad at 4 for dragging Zero over his mistake?
We'll wait.
I don't know about you guys, but we gonna say something.
No longer waiting. I can't help myself. I have to say something. I have opinions. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes, no matter how good or experienced they're supposed to be. You don't know anything about us, so stay out of this. We're not playing here. One mistake can mean the end of a life. If that's true, then why don't you all finally explain exactly who you are?
That dramatic moment in movies, like superhero movies. It's like, who are you? The man turns around. He takes off his mask.
I'm your mother.
Exactly. Or it's like, I'm you from the future.
Oh man, I saw a movie like that. Gosh, it was so dramatic. 9 takes off his glasses and smiles. For you, I'll tell you this much. You can keep a secret, right?
It's not because anything that you want it to be. It's just because he said for you, it's just because he knows that you're going to be most likely accepted by fate. So he's like, it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Yeah, just
reel him in.
I nod. Gosh. I'm sure you already guessed that we're part of Phantasm. A special team within Phase, to be exact. Our missions are extremely critical to the nation. So you came all the way here from Olympia City? 9 nods. Sorry, I can't tell you more about what we do or our real names, but you've seen us work with your own eyes. I can tell you that you should be on the lookout for a special message soon. A message from FaZe? 9 nods and 4 snorts. Lucky you. I wonder if you'll make it.
Why you gotta be like that for?
I know, right? Zero merely stares at me with an inscrutable expression, seeming curious himself.
Eye emoji.
We'll be going now, and thanks for your help. I really appreciate it. We can't give you a ride back, though. Sorry.
Because they're going in the opposite direction.
It's alright. I can ask one of my clan to pick me up. So they're leaving then. I wonder if I'll ever see him again.
Okay, so at this point in the game, you don't get points for anybody. You're allowed to explore your options. I like to keep options open for people. But at the same time, we want to know, like, who do you want us to, like,
Pursue in the long run.
I feel like everyone's gonna say 4, but
I know a lot of people love Zero too, though. So, like,
it's true. So
some people might want to see that.
It's whoever you want us to pursue. Just let us know in the comments.
Put it in the comments.
And also tell us your favorite operative when you do that. Like, it doesn't have to be your favorite operative that we pursue. Also, it doesn't matter if they're premium. Like, I don't mind doing it for this run. So
let's say bye.
Who you want?
Zero's reaction was really cute.
All right, Zero. Yeah, that's right. We get to make him happy.
Yeah, it's really cute. Thanks for jumping in to help before. It was cool working together. I held out my hand for a handshake. He simply stares down at my outstretched hand, and I start to feel a little silly.
Because it's just like...
Yeah, so this is like...
Oh my gosh.
Looking a little embarrassed, he finally reaches out to shake my hand.
Don't shake hands, guys. If I didn't live with her, I wouldn't shake her hand. Coronavirus.
I wouldn't even offer to shake her hand. Coronavirus. Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for helping us. I nod and smile. Come on. Zero glances at him, then back at me, then back at him, then back at me, and lets my hand go, perhaps a little slowly.
He's like, don't leave me with them.
9 and 4 turn and start making their way to the church entrance, but Zero doesn't immediately move at first.
I don't want to go. 4 is going to chew me out. And you're so nice.
It's as if he wants to say something else.
I want to stay with you.
Come on, kid.
No.
Let's go, kid.
I know, honestly.
Let's go, child.
He's getting tired. 4 is getting
With
tired.
that, Zero reluctantly turns and leaves to catch up with his comrades.
He heard the warning in his voice.
He really did.
Lost in my...
I know, right? Oh, man, trippy. Lost in my memories, it seems that I've already wandered into Olympia City Center. Blinking, I look around at the tall buildings shimmering in the evening sun's rays. The air seems so much cooler here, so much cleaner. The greenery intermixed with the beautiful solar panel-covered architecture gives off an indescribable feeling. It's as if humanity itself was able to harness the beauty and power of nature and coexist side by side.
So when I directed the art for this background, basically that's what I wanted to show. I wanted to show optimistic future where not everyone's dead because of climate change, and we don't have the like Blade Runner type, like gritty noir cyberpunk, which is like cool. I do like that aesthetic, but I wanted to show it this because I wanted my message to be a little bit more optimistic. So the city is supposed to show what we could do, the way things could look in urban cities if we were to like address climate change. And so Olympia is supposed to be that bright spot, the one experiment that worked that could turn things around for humanity, but it's got its dark sides too.
Yeah. I take a deep breath and smile. Finally, I've reached Olympia City, my dream city. Ever since I heard of the wondrous city, I've wanted to visit. I can scarcely believe that I'm really standing here now. Everything looks just as green, gorgeous, and serene as I'd heard. I can't believe I'll really get to live in this city. I can't wait to see everything there is to do here.
Do you guys remember all the things that Seven did in the city? Type in the chat if you remember what Seven actually got to do in the city. Does she have time in her schedule? Do you remember?
Type in the chat what she did, and then type in the chat what y'all want her to do.
Exactly.
Guarantee they'll be
what
very
would you
different.
like? What would you like, Seven, if you could have anything? Where would you have visited? What kind of things would you have liked to see? Just leave a comment.
Where would you have hung out with the operatives?
And the one location that she actually got to see in the city, do you remember?
Oh man, guys.
The one location?
Put it in the chat. People walk around.
I should give a hint. It's oons, 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 oons. Go ahead.
People walk around me, likely headed home after a long day, but even they seem in a good mood.
Privilege makes you happy.
Mm-hmm. I guess you can afford to be when you don't have to worry about starving or passing out from heat. Some of them head down slow-moving walkways, eager to get where they need to go.
And the slow-moving walkways, yes, they have them at our airport, but they also, I actually was surprised to learn they don't have them at other airports.
They have them, we have them, in, like, the major airport, I think JFK.
Like, I think I went to Chicago's airport, and they didn't have it, and then, like, Newark's airport, they didn't have it. Maybe, at least as far as I remember, I didn't encounter them. But basically, like, I mostly got them from Universal Studios because there's just so many long ones to get into the park. Because it's so long to get. It's like miles just to walk into to get to the park from where you park.
That's insane. I've never been there. But
it's so
insane. I'd be so
long.
tired.
I mean, it is so exhausting.
I'd be tired before. I'd be like, all right, driving get to the gate. All right, we're going back home, guys. I'm tired.
Because I went to a concert one time and it was so exhausting and I had bad shoes. It was bad. So anyway, I remember the experience and how much the moving walkways helped me. Especially it could help people with disabilities and people who need, like mobility. So like I really have this idea of Olympia being a city filled with these moving walkways where like no matter what you can even sit on the ground and just keep moving to your destination.
Others in cars fly above our heads much higher in the sky.
And flying cars, like not every post cyberpunk type thing like has flying cars. Like some people don't have flying cars. Some people have other modes of transport but I want to flying cars make sense to me because you get them off the ground and you get that space freed up so you don't have to have roads anymore. Imagine that you could walk everywhere.
You don't need to get hit by a car. I mean, unless it falls. In which case.
Oh my gosh.
In which case.
Oh my gosh, if a car fell on your head, that is a terrifying.
That is a phobia I have.
It's not even in the air yet. Why do you have to?
No, dude. Like watching Star Wars and stuff.
Like
that scared me. It really did.
I understand that it's a little scary
because there's a lot, but then you can.
I don't know how they would. I don't even want to think about that.
So anyways,
let's keep going.
I begin to space out, just admiring the trees and watching the stream near me gently flow past. I try to absorb the feeling I'm having now, knowing I'll likely never have it again.
That feeling of when you get to a new place and you love it, and it's just like that wondrous feeling.
In this moment, everything feels perfect. The future boundless, the possibilities endless. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying the next thing. I'm not saying the meme. In this moment,
thank you.
It's as if I regained youth I thought I lost. You guys could put the meme in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. Regain the feeling that I can do anything, and the feeling that anything can happen. I'm able to hold on to this ephemeral feeling, but for a moment, before the light fades away and the world of darkness seeps back in. Filtering the low voices of the crowd, from somewhere 2 voices drift to my ears. I look around and see in the distance a woman bowing deeply in apology to an older man. It's fine. I don't want to hear your excuses anyway. This is the kind of thing I should expect when hiring a single mother. Your kids come before your work, after all. Well, it's not like that. This isn't an everyday occurrence, sir. And besides, that email didn't need to be sent off till later tonight. I can still make it. No, that's fine. I'll have Matthew do it instead. This isn't the first time I've trusted a woman to get something done and she failed.
This guy has problems, like personal problems, when I think about it.
Yeah. She didn't even have kids as an excuse, so at least you're a little better. Are you talking about Soo-hyun? Well, she's young. Exactly. Young and lazy. How did I say that name wrong? I'm so sorry if I said that name wrong.
I think Soo-hyun.
Soo-hyun.
Yeah.
After all the risks that we take hiring minority groups like women and young people, you'd think you'd all work a little harder.
So this is a guy who is obviously he's a caricature of white older men that are in power now. And obviously you don't have to be white and you don't have to be old to have an attitude. That's just tends to be where we see it a lot. Obviously almost any culture, any race, in power, the older men just tend to be like that. But so my thought when I made the scene was that, like that she's like Soo Hyun's obviously Korean, with that name. And then like he's talking to like another minority woman, who has children. So it's like those are the most vulnerable prejudice against, groups. Yeah. And so his business like makes good PR by hiring these groups because that's what's in, right now, like in that future, like it's cool to do that, but like it's showing that it's still internally going on.
You can't get anywhere with this kind of attitude. I can't listen to the conversation anymore. I feel ill and weak in the knees. Here too? Even in Olympia City? There's stuff like this going on? Even though it's the most technologically advanced city in the world, there's still these kinds of backward ideas. I stare blankly at the string next to me, a cloud of darkness making everything that glittered with beauty only moments ago seem mockingly dull. I don't even hear my name being called at first until I feel a hand on my arm.
I would scream. I would scream though if I was her.
I would scream. I snap my head up to see Zero of all people standing in front of me. I stare at him in shock.
You know what? I'll just go. I know what the fans would want me to do, so I'll do the already stalking one.
Are you stalking me?
But to be honest, my reaction would probably be like, why are you here?
Yep. If I was, you wouldn't even know I was watching, much less that I was here. No, I was sent to come meet you because you were taking so long. Huh? I gasped and then quickly tapped the sides of my glasses to bring up the digital overlay. The time says 5:45. I was supposed to be there at 5 p.m.
Like, how are you 45 minutes
late to your job? Oh, crap, let's go. I start walking together with Zero. After a few quiet moments, I glance at him. I'm sorry I'm so late. Do you know any shortcuts? Maybe. Just one, though. One is enough. Can you run fast? What? Because if you can't, you won't be able to kill with the other guys you're about to meet, much less me. Before I can respond, Zero runs off at a ridiculous speed. That guy.
That guy.
That guy. Censorship. Determined to catch up, I dash off through the Sunset City after him.
And that's it for what was phase 1. So, I just want to say thank you if you sat through this, because at this point the recording is about an hour.
Honestly.
But that is when Dre played it was, I think his was about an hour.
Okay.
So it's just a normal time, because that was the longest part of probably the game. Like that one, like I think that might have been the longest individual section of the game. Okay. Everything else is like much shorter. So we're going to try to continue this. If you liked it, let us know. Like, we want to make sure that we are being entertaining enough, or like something, like that, like you're enjoying it, that somebody's finding value in it. So leave a like.
So leave a like, comments, like, because like leaving a like, you're telling the algorithm that you like it. Leaving a comment, once again, you're telling the algorithm, but you're also telling us that you like it. So in the comments, just let us know what you liked, maybe what you didn't like. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe I was too loud, or maybe you didn't like that I didn't do the Hotel Trivago joke. I don't know. So just let us know. And then if you want to see more of our videos and not miss any of them, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. That way you'll know when we upload. Okay? So that's basically everything that I have to say.
And make sure you tell us who your favorite operative was and the other questions I asked. I really am curious.
Please.
And just, again, we're going to be doing other games. I'm going to try to work on this a chapter at a time, and I'm going to also be doing Mystic Destiny's Echoes, and we have another series that we're doing that'll just be ongoing about BTS, and it's just us kind of I call it like somewhat intellectual discussions about BTS. because it's just really us giving our opinions because we feel that we are kind of like moderate and our opinions weren't really represented, but we believe there's a lot of people who do feel a little bit more neutral. So if you like BTS, that you might find that interesting as well. So again, thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think.
Guys.
Bye.
Bye.